Hey, Joe Joe in the morning family. I hope you guys are having a great day. Hey, I woke up this morning and I'm just having one of those days. I just woke up and said, woo, it's going to be one of those days. I mean, this is going to be one of those look at God type of days. This is going to be one of those days that all of a sudden, suddenly a miraculous turnaround by the Spirit of the Lord happens. Something you've been praying about just manifests. All of a sudden you get blessed from the north, south, east, west. Somebody that you love and care about that you've been praying for is going to call and say they got their breakthrough. I'm telling you, it's going to be one of those days. I call it a look at God type of day. Come on now. You know what I'm saying. It's just like, I just feel the power, the presence of God so strong today. And so I was just this morning, I was just thanking God. And I just kept saying, man, you are so good, God. You are awesome. You are magnificent. You're wonderful. And all I kept thinking about was the goodness of God, the goodness of God, the goodness of God. So then I thought, hey, why don't I just read some scriptures and glorify the Lord today? Okay, so here we go. Psalms 27:13, I believe that I shall look upon the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Galatians 5:22-23, you know what this is? But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. That's good right there. When you're walking in the fruit of the Spirit, people like to talk about that love, joy, and peace. I like that too. But that patience, ooh, I don't do so good with that. But I'm working. I'm a work in progress. But I tell you what I really like. Gentleness and self-control. God can deliver people from all types of anger issues. Yep. So, Psalms 23:6, it says, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my... What's that? That's goodness and mercy follow me. I don't care where I go. I'm going to have goodness and mercy following me all the days of my life. If I walk into something that's not good, I'm like, it must not be God, because I'm going to walk in the goodness and the mercy all the days of my life. And then it says, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Come on now. Galatians 6:10. So then, as we have opportunity, let us do good to everyone, especially to those who are in the household of faith. I'm talking the goodness of God. You know we got to talk about Romans 8:28. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good. All things work together. Oh man, somebody mistreated you. Oh, it's all going to work together for good. Oh, your car got a flat tire. It's all going to work together for good. Something bad's going to happen. It's all going to work together for good. I mean, it just happens. I remember the other day I had to do something I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do it. And when it was over, I was like, oh my gosh. I saw freedom come to somebody because I had to go somewhere I didn't want to go. And it just the freedom happened. You know, you got to go, all the times in life, you got to renew insurance, you got to get tags for your car, you got to get your oil changed. You just got stuff that's not in your day-to-day, stuff that you're doing to move the kingdom forward. And sometimes you always got to get people to sign this or do this or go to this. And you got to do a lot of stuff that doesn't move your future forward. It doesn't bless your family. It's just things you got to do. I had somebody I want to do the other day, but I went with a grateful heart saying, I'm about to change somebody's life. And then I ran into an old friend and just prophesied the word of the Lord over him. Ooh, y'all come on in here. You know what I'm saying? Prophesy the word of the Lord over him. I mean, I can have revival anywhere I go. All right, now let's get serious. Y'all are acting up again. All right, let's talk about Psalms 34:8. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. I'm taking refuge in God because I'm going to be blessed. I give God all glory. Oh, don't forget about what it said in James 1:17. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of light. Anything that goes good in my life, I'm like, ooh, that's from God. And somebody said, man, every time something good happens to you, you give God the glory. I'm like, I know, because I don't want the glory, because the Bible says that God is a jealous God and shares his glory with no one. And so I don't want any of the glory. I just want to walk in the favor and the blessing of God. And then whatever God's blessed me with, I want to bless other people. I want to be a blessing to other people. Okay? Well, let's go on down to, let's go to Psalms 31:19. Oh, how abundant is your goodness, which you have stored up for those who fear you and work for those who take refuge in you in the sight of the children of mankind. How abundant is your goodness. So abundant. So abundant. So, I want you to think about this. I like to say this all the time, but I can think myself happy. I can pray myself happy. You know, you may have 99 problems going on, but you focus on that one. You focus on that one thing. I remember years back, man, it was just like, wasn't feeling good. Finances were rough. Just had a few things that just like broke and different things. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And I kind of started to get a little frustrated, a little negative. And I said, no. We're going to think upon everything that is good, that is noble, that are just, that are praiseworthy. And I just started blessing the Lord that day. I started blessing the Lord. I was just thanking God for all these different things. And then all of a sudden, just like a good chiropractic adjustment, stuff just started popping into place. Stuff started happening. And just stuff just started happening. Because I just started speaking blessing. I started thanking God for his goodness. I started talking about everything that was going right and not everything that was going wrong, because at that moment I felt like the things that were going wrong and bad were outweighing the good. But you know, I didn't want to focus on that. I wanted to focus on the good, the noble, the just, praiseworthy. And I was just thanking God for that. And then I remember I was driving a Honda Accord. I like my Honda Accord, and I was just like, God, thank you for this Honda Accord. This is a good, reliable car. I was thanking God. This is back before my kids even had a license, and because I traded my car in to get my daughter a car, and just I was thanking God, and just for little things. And the goodness of God just shifted everything. I was blessed. Stuff just started happening for us. And it was because I positioned myself to speak about the goodness of God and not the way things were. And I just all of a sudden, you know, I sowed a few seeds into people that I knew that were blessed and that always spoke up. You know, they speak up on everything. They speak up. You know, they keep their mindset right. And by doing that, stuff started to change. Stuff started to shift. Come on now, let's talk about the goodness of God. He's so good. I thank God every day for my wife, because y'all know I'm married up. I thank God for my 3 kids. I thank God for our house, our businesses, our ministries, just everything that he's laid upon our heart to do. I give him praise, because he's worthy, because he's good. Now, let me tell you something else. Some of you don't even realize this, but you've gone through some hard times. You've gone through some bad situations. You've had people come against you, reject you, hurt you. You were fired. You were turned down for different things and all of this stuff. Remember when I was reading that everything works together for good, even though when you don't see it. There's been times in my life when I reflected back on what I thought was the worst things that ever happened to me, ended up being some of the best things that ever happened to me. You just never know in the moment. You know, you can get 100 apple seeds and you can put them in the ground in good soil. They might not all grow. You don't know. And then when they grow, you don't exactly know what the tree is going to look like. And you don't know how many apples it's going to produce a year when it matures. You don't know. So when something happens to you, remember, everything can work together for good. Okay? Think about the goodness of God. All right? Hope this encouraged you, helped you today. I'm just slightly fired up today, thinking about the good things of the Lord. Love you guys. Have a blessed day.